We are talking about Protecting Mama.
Protecting Mama. And if you get our newsletter, that was the topic of today's newsletter. I know Peggy, if you're on the call, Peggy already saw that and sent it out to someone, so we appreciate that. Caregiving can be a real lonely place. If you know another person that's serving as caregiver, and they probably would appreciate something like this. So they can sign up. They go to help.mom, not .com, but .mom, M-O-M/CC, help.mom/CC, and sign up to receive this newsletter. It's free, and it'll help. But today we're talking about 3 areas of need. I see reminders of this all the time, that the mom or dad is declining, and the adult kids, son or daughters, doing everything possible to help mom or dad. They remember back in the day, mom or dad was there for them, helped them.
Yeah.
And now mom or dad's declining, so it's their turn. So we talked today about 3 areas of need, and these are not the only things, or just some big things that we see from time to time.
The first one we talk about is financial. It is so easy these days for our seniors to be exploited. There are all kind of telemarketing schemes, things that come in the mail. People come up and knock on the door, soliciting. It's so easy for them to be taken advantage of. So you need to kind of monitor this situation. Make sure you've got their permission to help them. But I think it's a big topic.
Sometimes, mom or dad just need some help, and it's not clear sometimes. And the best way to determine if they're struggling with a particular area, including financial, is this to try to establish a baseline by doing a family assessment. This is your mom or your dad. You know them better than anyone. And different people's got different ways of doing things, the way they've traditionally done things all of their life. And you may, notice that mom or dad, just because they're older, doesn't mean they necessarily need help with their finances. I mean, I made a note in here, Warren Buffett is 90. 90 years old.
And he probably still manages his, right?
He seems to be doing all right.
Doing all right.
We could, yeah. So just because he's 90 doesn't mean that he needs help. Apparently he doesn't. But you do a baseline, like how did mom or dad handle things 6 months ago, and how's it going now? Are they struggling in a particular area right now where maybe a few months ago they didn't struggle at all?
And one thing to look at is, are their bills being paid? And are they being paid on time? Look at if they will share the information with you. Look at their bank statements. Take the last one, last month, and then go back 6 months and just kind of compare them. Are there now new auto drafts on there? Like they may have signed up to sponsor a Save the Whale or something. You need to look and see if things have changed. And if they have, did they want this to happen?
And maybe they bought the same they bought 10 of the same vacuum cleaner from
QVC.
Online
shopping.
Yeah, online shopping the last month, and we see that mom may need a new vacuum cleaner, but she probably doesn't need 10 new vacuum cleaners, so look at stuff like that. So financial.
Or if they're online, sometimes they'll see things where, they want to sign you up for it's free to start. There's not a charge, but they ask for your credit card information. So maybe mom gave them the credit card or debit card information and then forgot about it. And this is hitting the bank account every month because it will auto continue if you don't cancel it. So you need to look for things like this.
And I guess one of the most important things, and this is kind of financial/legal, does mom or dad have someone appointed to manage their affairs for them if they do become incapacitated in the future? Do they have a power of attorney? Have they appointed someone, if I can't do it, I want you to do it? And have they told that person? And, this is one thing. Once a person loses capacity, you can't go back and do that. You need to have done it in advance.
And it can happen just like that.
And once it happens, there's no going back.
No going back. Another important point here is to make sure your agent that you've named under the power of attorney knows that they were named in this capacity and that they have access to at least a copy of the power of attorney.
So the second of the three things that we talked about in this newsletter today was environmental. And what I mean by that is best place to be really is like, that's one of the big things. Are they where they're at? Is their how is their environment? Is their environment suitable to their needs right now? Are they getting, maybe they're at home and maybe, that's fine, but they're starting to need some care. And so some things you look at in this category is what's the best place to be, what type of assistance they need on a regular basis, and who are the persons they want to provide that care.
And if they are at home, do an assessment of the home. We talked about home care functional assessment. It's winter time, right? Today it's really cold outside. Day before yesterday it was absolutely beautiful, but today it's cold. So is their heater working? Is it working appropriately? They couldn't go very long without heat, right? And the heater can go out
At least
if it's
it wouldn't
not
be comfortable. Yeah.
Exactly. And the heater can go out pretty quick if it's not serviced. So are they maintaining their home?
Is the home the best place for them to be? It may be. It may be just fine, or they may need to be like in an assisted living facility, or they may want to live with you, or
independent living.
Or if they've got a big home with a lot of deferred maintenance, they may want to sell it and buy a smaller place, condo in town, closer to one of the kids or closer to medical facilities. So look at the where aspect of it. Also look at the what aspect of it. What type of care do they need? They may be doing okay.
Right.
They may be just be getting a little bit of care, and that's okay.
Okay, so how much care they need will in part determine where they're going to live, but that's not the only determining factor, because you can stay at home and need a little bit of care, and maybe the adult children can provide that care, or you can hire in-home non-medical and provide that care. Or you may be in assisted living and still need more care. So you can hire in-home non-medical to provide the extra care. And we've even had clients in a nursing home that the family hired someone to be with them most of the time.
And that's got to do with the who, and that, and this is to be decided by the family at a mom-centered family meeting. Are there enough family members to be the who? Not the rock group, but to help with the family care of mom. Are there enough family members to do that? Sometimes there are, and sometimes there's not. Sometimes all family members work during the day, and they can, provide care some of the time, but they may need non-medical caregivers as well. Well, the third thing we talk about is well-being, and this like, how are they doing in general? How is their quality of life, the quality of care, and just the quality of life? We did a video last year talking about loneliness among the elderly, and
and this was before COVID.
Before COVID, and it's only gotten worse now
Yeah.
with COVID, and so.
But we have technology now. You can do Zoom calls, you can do FaceTime. There are a lot of ways you can stay connected and have different family members, maybe the grandkids, the great-grandkids, siblings, cousins, to do the FaceTime or Zoom time with your loved one.
So, when you look at the well-being, you look at more intangible factors like, are they getting the care they need at home? Are they lonely? I mean, this is a big deal. Are they depressed?
Do they have something to do? Mom loved to shell pecans. So we'd get her like a 5-gallon bucket of cracked pecans at a time, and she'd go through them.
I know. I thought we was going to set up a pecan factory there for a while. She went through a lot of, she just loved it, but different people love different things. But she wanted to be at home. She was getting the care she needed at home. Combination of family and outside caregivers. She's getting the care she needed.
And the pecans and looking through photographs gave her something to do, something to look forward to each day. So keep your mind occupied. Listening to music, I think, is another good thing.
Yep. Listen to music. Does anything to keep your loved one engaged? Are they getting enough family interaction? I know now, particularly in the time of COVID, a lot of family members and their kids and their grandkids, they're just afraid to go see grandma or great grandpa. They love to go for a visit, and grandma loved to see them, but now, the kids may be asymptomatic, not even know anything's going on, and you can go and visit grandma, and then there's a problem. So I know this is a bigger issue, but is there enough family interaction? And you mentioned like Zoom or something like FaceTime, where you can see each other online. That helps better than a phone call, but it's not the same as a hug.
That's true. And we also have things like Audible. If they used to read a lot when they were younger, and now maybe because of their eyesight, they can't read as easily. Audible is books, basically books on tape, so they could listen to them, and still get a lot of the same benefit from it.
So 3 tips we left you with is, one of them, don't ignore it. And if you're watching this, you're obviously not ignoring it. You're wanting to do everything possible to help. Secondly, don't try to do it all yourself, because your plate probably already full. You got your family, your job, all the stuff you got going on, and now, your mom's declining and you can't be 2 places at once. And finally, seek assistance.
Yes.
Get
Raise your
help.
hand and ask for help.
Yeah, get the right kind of help. Well, if you haven't checked out our YouTube channel, go look at that. We've got a lot of videos on there, and you can we've got different playlists. You can look at it and pick the one that's most in line with what you're interested in. So watch that. If you'd like us to do a video on a particular topic that you haven't seen on our playlist or on our YouTube page, let us know, and we will get on that for you. And then also, if you haven't signed up for this newsletter, help.mom/cc, sign up, and if you know
how
someone.
often does it come out?
Well, the text, the written part, comes out 3 days a week, and then we send a video out 2 days a week. So 5 days a week you're getting something from us in the form of Caregiver Connection newsletter. I think that's all we got today.
All right, it's been good.
Thank you for joining. Please leave any comments below, any questions, anything you'd like to talk about. We'd love to hear from you. We love to hear from you and get your input. And we love it when you comment and interact with other caregivers. Together we can raise each other up. So thank you for being online and for helping your fellow caregivers. And have a great week.
Let us know how you protect your loved one. And I want to say thank you for being a caregiver for your loved one. You're making a huge difference in their life.